Hello and welcome to Mysteries of Science. My name's Dan and I'm the editor of this fantastic magazine called The Week Junior Science and Nature, which is the monthly magazine from the team behind The Week Junior.
And I'm Michael, the acting deputy editor. On this podcast, we investigate weird events, strange creatures and mysterious places.
Indeed we do, and we are back from our mid-season break, nicely refreshed, and we are picking up exactly where we left off, which was on a massive cliffhanger. We left you all in the middle of the Nevada desert in the US in a mysterious place called Area 51.
Yes, we were told that this secretive military base might be home to extraterrestrial technology or even aliens themselves.
That's right, it was a mystery so big that we actually needed a second episode to get to the bottom of it. The first episode was really just opening up this huge mystery and taking a look inside. So join us as we return to Area 51.
This is Mysteries of Science.
Right, Michael, let's remind our listeners of the things that we discovered, that we unboxed in that very first episode, shall we?
Yes, for those of you who can't remember, or any new listeners joining us for the first time, here's what happened previously on Mysteries of Science.
Hi, I'm Julie Buxbaum. I'm the author of the Area 51 Files, which is a series of books for middle grade readers.
Hi, I'm Dave Kelsall, and I'm the art director of The Week Junior and Science and Nature magazine.
My name's Nick Pope. I used to work for the Ministry of Defence, and one of my postings involved investigating the UFO phenomenon.
On July 8th, 1947, if you look at the newspaper, the Roswell Daily Record, there's a headline that references capturing a flying saucer on a ranch in the Roswell region of New Mexico. Later, they corrected the record, right, and said it wasn't a flying saucer, but it was a weather balloon. But that sort of ignited the national imagination, and many, many people believe that flying saucer now lives in Area 51 behind highly classified doors.
Any listeners that have ever seen the film Close Encounters, one of my favourite sci-fi films of all time, will know there's a scene with cows. I won't give it away, but when we were travelling along the road and there was nothing there was no other cars. You don't really see any other cars, you see nothing for a long time. I noticed a little dot on the horizon as we got closer. It was a dead cow had collapsed in the middle of the road, which is kind of weird. I've never come across a cow in the middle of the road before, but weird because there was no other cows anywhere near.
There was a particular whistleblower called Bob Lazar who claimed to have worked there and worked on reverse engineering or back engineering alien technology.
Yes, I remember that. We left like a ton of mysteries hanging in the air there. So, right, Michael, let's put our listeners out of their misery. I think they've waited long enough. So let's wrap this up. Let's start with Dave. And his cow story. I think that's a good place to start. One of the biggest mysteries that we uncovered, maybe. Do we know what was going on there?
I've since discovered that there is a lot of farmland around Area 51, but I didn't see any other cows. So I told my wife that's proof of alien existence.
Mystery cows. Like, okay, yeah, maybe mystery cows in the middle of the road could be evidence of aliens, but I always think that the simplest explanation is usually the better one. And if there was a farm nearby, you might think that cow might have come from the farm. Just saying.
True, but Dave did say he didn't see any other cows, so you never know. Maybe this does have something to do with aliens.
Well, we work with Dave every day, but sometimes you don't know much about your colleagues. So, Dave, do you actually believe in aliens?
I didn't. I don't believe in aliens. I want to believe in aliens, but until I see one, I can't. But there's lots of... The ET Highway, from the moment you see the sign, it's covered in stickers of UFOs and alien faces, and you see... People have left little models on the side of the road, or they'll make rock formations in the mountains of bug-eyed aliens, or there'll be the outlines of UFOs etched into rocks, you get an indication that you're on the right lines, you're going along the right road. And there's a very famous mailbox belonging to a guy called Steve Medlin, and he owns a farm near Area 51, and it's kind of become a mecca for UFO enthusiasts. They go there that is supposed to be the place that you will see a UFO. I didn't. I just saw lots of stickers and scribbles on a mailbox.
Okay, so ET Highway, which Dave mentioned there, is the road to Area 51. And I guess aside from a cow lying in the middle of the road and some stickers on a mailbox, was there anything else that you saw on your trip, Dave? Anything else which might help us solve this mystery? Am I right in thinking there's a place people go to there called the Ailey Inn?
There is. It's not far from the Groom Lake Road, and the little Ailey Inn is an inn where you can get a cup of tea, cakes, and look at alien merchandise, and lots of pictures of the base on the wall and pictures of UFOs and military aircraft. And this little town of Rachel is a trailer park, essentially, for people that are obsessed with UFOs that want to be near the base. In fact, people from the base often go there for lunch, and they get questioned by visitors like me, but they don't tell you anything.
This is great. So Dave is our alien correspondent here, and he's done just the right kind of thing that an investigative reporter would do. He's gone to the little alien, which sounds a very lovely place to go. If there's rumours flying about, that's where you want to go to meet the people who go there for lunch from the base, and they might maybe let something slip. So, did you find anything out, Dave? What do you think goes on there at Area 51?
Well, for what I'm led to believe, there's it's a secret military base, so they're testing things they don't want anyone to see, and a lot of it is underground. I think there's some fun stuff underground. I don't think it's alien tech. I think it's top secret military aircraft. But it's got this mythos and vibe about it that just makes it a very exciting place, even though, like I said, you don't really see anything, but that doesn't matter. It's probably one of the best places I've been to for sheer excitement of seeing nothing.
So, Dave doesn't think there's alien tech at Area 51, but if we remember, one of our other cliffhangers, our friend Nick Pope, told us that there was a man called Bob Lazar who worked at Area 51 and claimed to have seen alien technology.
Yes, that's right. So, I'm all for Dave's investigative reporting and for, the sheer excitement of seeing nothing. But this is actually a man on the inside. This is where you want to go. And so if he knows anything, then, well, if anyone knows anything, he does.
Well, sadly, it was just really a story. I suppose technically it has not been disproven, but neither has it been proven. There are now some interesting things happening in the United States with regards to UFOs more generally. So, for example, NASA is now actually part of a wider US government study into this. They always looked for life out there, but never really for life that might be visiting us down here. That's changed. There are also congressional hearings on the UFO phenomenon, and some other whistleblowers have come forward. But it's all very confusing trying to untangle fact from fiction.
I was just meditative.
Yeah.
I was just kind of thinking, that's somewhat disappointing, maybe possibly.
Yeah, so does this mean that we can completely rule out the idea that Area 51 is a place where they're hiding alien technology?
I don't know whether the rumors about alien technology at Area 51 are true or not, but if we did ever acquire alien technology, I suppose that is exactly the sort of place that we would take it, because you would want to try and figure out, how does this work, and can we build any of this ourselves? And you'd probably want to do that in secret to stop an adversary getting there first.
Absolutely. So We don't know if there's alien technology at Area 51, but if the government did have, a few spaceships to hide, where would they put them? Well, obviously, Area 51 would be a great place to stash them. It's exactly the sort of place that you might do it.
But are there any other places? I mean, surely Area 51 can't be the only place where, for all we know, they could have alien ships coming out of their ears. They need loads of places to hide it. You might not want to put all your eggs in one basket. We're in the UK recording this. Are there any Area 51s in this country?
Yeah, I know one. My grandma's garage, I think. Very likely that she's got a spaceship stashed in there underneath all the junk.
We'll have to go live there.
Yes, exactly.
Well, the comparatively small size of the UK really rules out us having an Area 51 in the sense that the United States does, because there just isn't the area for us to have hundreds of square miles. So we tend to test things over the sea and at night. But there are some areas. I mean, obviously the Royal Aeronautical Establishment at Farnborough was a place where a lot of aircraft were developed for years, and the British Aerospace facility at Wharton up in the northwest is a location again where things were test flown. So we've got places, but sadly nowhere quite as big to test our shiny new toys as they do in the US.
Or perhaps that's just what they want you to think, right?
Yeah. It's all Area 51 could just be a big distraction. That's where they want our attention to be, where the real secrets are happening somewhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and this is exactly how conspiracy theories get born, isn't it? And continued. Well, what do you think, Nick?
Well, contrary to the rumours, we haven't found aliens just yet. But if we do, I think it will be the most exciting and most transformative discovery that humanity has ever made. I think it will fundamentally affect almost every aspect of human society, whether that's politics and religion, whether it's science, technology, or the economy. So I think governments and maybe other organizations too, science and academia more generally, should start thinking about this as a very real possibility for something that might happen in our lifetimes.
Wow, it would just be huge. It would be insane. So, well, despite the strange goings on that we've talked about, dead cows in the road, whistleblowers talking about alien technologies, it seems that we actually don't have any hard proof that Area 51 is anything more than a military base where the US government tests out their top secret spy planes.
Perhaps, as you said earlier, Dan, the simplest explanation is the correct one. But let's bring Julie back in, the author of the Area 51 files, of course. We've asked everyone else's question. What do you think is going on at Area 51?
I don't have the answer for you. It's highly classified. We do know Area 51 exists. We do know it's a highly classified military base in the Nevada desert. We do know it has restricted airspace. Many people believe that there's sort of aircraft exploration happening there. I personally like to believe that there are lots and lots of very silly aliens.
Me too. Absolutely, me too. I'd love to believe that too. And as an author, Julie, what is it, do you think, about Area 51 that captures everyone's imagination?
I think we're living in a moment where we're realizing how vast our universe is. And it seems incredibly limiting to assume that the only life form out there is what lives on our planet.
Right, we didn't do it in the last episode, so I think it's finally time to wheel out the mysteryometer.
Drum roll for this one.
Yeah, it's our super scientific measurement device, mystery measurement device, which is a scale from 0 to 100, with 0 being we know nothing at all, and 100, case closed, we know everything. I wonder where our experts think we are on this scale when it comes to our knowledge of Area 51.
Oh, that's an interesting question. I think the people who actually work at Area 51 probably would put it at a 99%. that 1% might be reserved for maybe their secrets within the larger base. But for the rest of us who do not have access to that highly classified information, I'd put us at a 60%, which is a highly scientific classification.
Well, I love the idea that there's still 1% of the mystery left, even for those who work there and know all of its secrets. Dave, what do you think?
I'd say because we know there's top secret military craft there always was, and people have seen them when you could climb up. I think there's a mountain called Tikaboo Mountain, and you could see some of the aircraft being tested. Now you're not even allowed to go onto the mountain. So I think we know it's a top secret military base, but what we don't know, I'd say it's 50%.
Okay, so we've had 60%, 50%, around that sort of range. Nick, what do you think?
Area 51, we're probably around about 50 on the mystery scale. I think we know some things. We know the history of the SR-71 Blackbird, the U-2 spy plane, stealth fighters and stealth bombers, but we have no idea what they might be developing and test flying there now.
Ooh, well, there we have it. It is, I would say, everybody's coming around that figure, the sweet spot of 50%, which is a great place for a mystery to be in, right? Plenty of things that we know, plenty of things still left to discover. In fact, I would say that mystery is still wide open.
I'd say let's average their scores at a 51% score for Area 51. Even I don't think the maths checks out there, but
yeah, don't look into it too closely. Yeah. But we'll call it at 51. Like it.
But we'd love to know what you have to say. You can appear on an episode of Mysteries of Science by sending us a voice note at funkidslive.com/mysteries. You just have to hit the big red button.
What do you think is at Area 51? If you met an alien, what would you say to them?
Yeah, I don't even know where I'd begin with that. Well, hello, probably, but then I don't know where you go from there.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what our listeners come up with. And don't forget to join us in 2 weeks' time for our next episode.
Yes, we'll be going from the Nevada desert in the US to Tasmania, Australia, on the search for thylacines, or the Tasmanian tiger, an animal thought to be extinct, but might still be out there.
I love it. Until then, stay
curious.